Shalom and welcome to the first installment of Apostles of GMS, giving all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Today's topic is going to be entitled Abraham, Ur of the Chaldees, and Other Biblical History. So basically the title pretty much says it all. We're gonna have to go into Genesis. We're going to have to deal with the Ur of the Chaldees, and the reason why we're going through this because Yeshaya, Elder Yeshaya, I guess he likes to be called, the fifth elder. Well, he knows his position, in the lineup. Well, anyway, he had made a mention. He had mentioned Ur of the Chaldees, that Ur was. I didn't get a chance to watch the video, but he mentioned that the motherland or where civilization began was in Ur of the Chaldees. So we're gonna have to go back to Abraham and basically the book of Genesis. All right. If somebody say something, just getting my stuff together.
Yeah, so basically, going back into the history, because like the scriptures say, that in the latter time some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. This guy Yeshaya basically, he sold out. I guess they coming around for round 2 with him. So basically what they're going to do is they're going to pervert or try to pervert the doctrine. But the problem is that the only ones that's not going to fall for their nonsense are the elect. Why? Because they are the elect. Matter of fact, I'll read this real quick. This is the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter. And Matthew chapter 24 and verse, give me 1 second here. 23. Then if, 22. Nope. 23. It says, then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is the Messiah, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs, or Messiahs, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So that's the key. Because what you have to understand is that this knowledge is basically for the elect. It ain't for the average Joe out there. It ain't for the average Israelite out there, So the Lord said that if it were possible, these guys will deceive the very elect. But Yahushua said, my sheep hear my voice and they follow me. A stranger will they not hear. So if you were part of the elect, no matter what doctrine they come out, and no matter how pretty they present it or how extravagant they present it, you're not going to fall for it. Why? Because you are of the elect. The Lord is going to have that filter in you, that spiritual filter, where you'll be able to see through the BS and go into the scriptures and basically cut whatever the nonsense they're saying. Because you got different guys out there over the years that have fallen out the truth and have tried to start up their own thing or hooked up with other people to start up different doctrines, perverse doctrines, other teachings. And basically the Lord ain't dealing with them, and they try to get intricate. They try to, go into, into the, try to get scholarly, as if you may, but they don't have it, because the Lord is not dealing with no scholarly, he's dealing with this thing is simple. It's plain.
Yeah. I went to the, Zandervan Compact Bible Dictionary, and I looked up the word Ur of the Chaldees, and I looked up the meaning of the word Ur, and I also looked up the meaning of the word Chaldees. It says Ur of the Chaldees, the early home of Abraham, mentioned in Genesis 11:28 and 31. So get that Genesis 11:28 and read down to 31, and then jump from there to Genesis 15 and 7. It's also in First Chronicles 11:35. I'll just proofread that to see if there's anything that, significant. But just read them scriptures. Genesis 11:28-31, Genesis 15:7.
All right, this is the book of Genesis chapter 11, verse 28. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity, in Ur of the Chaldees. And Abram and Nahor took them wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of Iscah. But Sarai was barren, she had no child. And Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran his son's son, and Sarai his daughter-in-law, his son Abram's wife, and they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. And they came unto Haran and dwelt there. All right, so they left from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. Why? Because that was the promised land that the Lord promised Abraham. Genesis 15, verse 7. And he said unto him, I am the Lord that brought thee out of Ur of the Chaldees to give thee this land to inherit it. And that's the land. It was called the land of Canaan. Why? Because Ham's son Canaan, his descendants were inhabiting that portion of land, because the land was named after the people of those lands. All right, like the name Jerusalem used to be called Jebus before it was called Jerusalem. It was named after the Jebusites, But the word Jerusalem itself means city of peace. All right, so read that again. This is Genesis 15:7. It says, and he said unto him, I am the Lord that brought thee out of the Ur of the Chaldees to give thee this land to inherit it. All right, so that's dealing with the land of Canaan. Because after the flood, civilization started, because Noah's Ark landed on the mountains of Ararat, which is up in eastern, northern Turkey, Armenia, up in that area. So from that point on, they started to migrate down into the what they call the plains of Shinar, Mesopotamia, around the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. That's where civilization started back up again. But prior to the flood, during the time of Adam, during the time of Eve, Cain, Abel, and the rest of those people back then, the center of the earth was in the Garden of Eden, which was located in what's called Palestine, Israel, in that area right there. It used to be called the land of Canaan. But that's the motherland. And the scriptures tell you that Jerusalem is the motherland. But you have these guys that are perverting the doctrine because they know that Jerusalem is the motherland, but since they got paid off, they're perverting the doctrine by teaching something different than what's written.
Yeah, if you go to the word Ur, and then we're going to go to the word Chaldees or Chaldea. The word Ur is from the Hebrew word awar, which means light, but they'll say flame, which is synonymous. Basically, this is the so-called beginning of the first world order. And basically what happened was, you got to go to Genesis, the 11th chapter in the top, and you might have to even go to the end of Genesis 10 to go into the Tower of Babel. Well, it mentioned the city and the tower. Okay? All right, go ahead and read that and break it down.
This is the book of Genesis chapter 10. I'll start at verse 6. It says, and the sons of Ham, Cush and Mizraim, and put in Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Seba and Havilah and Sabta and Ra'amah and Sabtekah. And the sons of Ra'amah, Sheba and Dedan. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth.